Didn't you tell me that Dad was a repo man one time?
He was what?
A repo man? Where he had to go and take furniture back?
Yeah.
And that he found things for people before he'd take it?
Right.
So tell me about that. Julie doesn't know.
Oh. Well, I remember one time that he had to repossess some kitchen furniture, a table and chairs.
Yeah.
And it was a mother and some little children that lived there.
Yeah.
And he saw that, and he went and he found a table and chairs for their kitchen that that he could just give to them.
Didn't he do it with couches and things too? And what company was this for? Sears?
I'm pretty sure it was Sears. He repossessed things, but he would make sure they had something else there before he took things away. He would make sure, because he cared about people so much.
Isn't that why the store he owned?
Why what?
When he owned a little store, didn't he end up going bankrupt because he gave things away or something?
No. He got sick and couldn't keep the store.
Oh. I thought he gave things away to people.
Oh, he did. He always did that.
If they needed it.
Yeah. He always gave things to people if they needed it. If he saw that they needed it, he would find something to help them.
Yeah. Anyway, Julie had never heard that he was a repo man.
Mm-hmm.
That
was before, let's see. Let me think a minute.
Didn't you work for them too?
Didn't what?
Didn't you work for Sears too?
A long time before.
Okay.
But
what did you?
I had children. I stayed home and took care of my children.
What did you do for them?
What did I do? I was a salesperson.
What kind of things did you sell?
I worked in the handbag department.
Oh. Did you ever buy any to take home?
Yeah.
Or for your mother or anything like that?
Oh, not very often, but sometimes I bought something. And then when I resigned because I was going to go to nursing school, the person in charge of the handbag department gave me some very nice things.
Oh, what'd they give you?
Beautiful nightgowns, because I was going to get married too.
Did you wear them on your honeymoon?
Oh. Well, after I was married, sometimes I did, but I didn't get married right then. I was going away to school.
Going away? Going away?
Yes, I went away to school.
Where?
Baltimore.
What kind of school? Nursing?
Yeah.
What was it you were telling me that you paid for your own high school?
Immaculata was an expensive school.
And your parents said you could go to there or the other high school?
Yeah, but they helped me too. But there were times when I just paid because I had the money.
But they gave you a choice. They let you choose which high school you wanted?
Yeah, well, they knew it was a good school.
Right. But they let you choose. But they let you choose which school?
Yeah.
What were the other choices?
What were they?
What were the other choices?
Well, there was Holy Trinity. There was Woodrow Wilson. There was Notre Dame.
For high
There were,
school?
oh yeah, we had all kinds of Catholic schools there
Oh.
in Washington and around the area.
So how much did Immaculata cost?
I don't remember.
Now what were you telling me about your friend who helped you at the end? Your friend that helped you so you could graduate?
Dawn.
What happened?
Well, the person in charge of the finances there told me, look, you still owe money, and graduation is soon. To graduate, you have to have it paid. And I told my friend Dawn about it, and I guess it was the next day, she handed me the money. She brought it to me, because she had money.
Maybe she had to go to the bank.
I don't know. But she gave me the money the next day, and I went in and paid it, and I paid her back.
Were you surprised?
Yeah, I was surprised.
How'd you pay her back?
I was surprised, but I wasn't. I was, but I wasn't. I mean, it was the kind of thing she would do.
Right. So how'd you end up paying her back? Like, where'd you work?
Well, my father gave me some money and to pay her back. And I had earned some too. So she was paid back very quickly.
Right. Was Grandpa happy she did that?
Mm-hmm.
What did he say about it?
He just was happy about it. He was glad that.
What about Grandma?
I don't know if she said anything, but she knew.
Yeah.
Dawn was so nice. And then she got, she couldn't remember things. She got to where she couldn't remember things. And eventually she didn't know any of our names or anything. But before...
Who?
Dawn.
When?
She was sick. It was a sickness.
When she was young?
Mm-hmm.
Did she get over it?
No. In fact, Julie went up to visit her. She had moved to not very far, a few states up.
Yeah.
And Julie was going to be up there one day, and she called her and told her, let's have lunch. And she said, sure, we'll do that. And so Julie got there, and then she called me. She said, I got here, and she called me before she came back home. And she said, I got here, and she didn't know that we were going to lunch. She didn't remember that. And she said, you call her and see what you think.
She knew something was off.
Yeah. So I called her. And Dawn said to me, and this all happened over a few hours.
Yeah.
And when I called her, and she said, I'm in the beginning stage of Alzheimer's, but I haven't told my doctor yet.
How old was she?
Well, she had some children.
Okay.
And I had children,
But she was young?
Her children were grown, I guess, then.
Is she still alive?
Dawn? I don't know. Because, it's kind of hard to get information. We haven't heard anything from her son, her oldest son came up here.
Yeah.
Or came up to Washington. And went up to where she lived.
Right.
Which was, I can't remember right away where it was, but, and he took care of all her property and everything. and he moved her down to a place in where they had people like this who had these problems.
Right.
Down near where he lived in Alabama, and moved her into a place 2 blocks away from where he and his kids lived. He had 2 sons.
Right.
And he and both of the sons were in the military.
This is her brother or her son?
His son.
Okay.
Her son.
Right.
And his children. And his 2 boys were in the military, too.
Julie is named after Julie, right?
Yeah, Julie Ann Francis. The whole
and
name.
That's the whole name? So, what made you decide to do that?
Your father and I talked about it, and he loved the idea, and I did too. I brought it up, though.
Was she your best friend?
She and Dawn were my best friends.
How come it took 12 kids to name one after her? Just curious.
I don't know. But when she came along...
Are any of the other kids, do any other children have part of any of your other friends' names?
Let's see.
And was it on purpose?
Anything I did was on purpose. Let's see. Susan Marie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Doug, what are you doing? What are you doing to Grandma?
Hi, honey.
She's not moving.
Hello. Susan Marie. That was, you know, I had good friends named Marie. I had,
Look at him.
You remember that?
He's
Susan.
trying to scratch. Yeah, come here.
And Stephen was named for, we just love that name, Stephen. And he has Howard for a middle name.
Yeah.
And,
who was Marie after? Who was Susan Marie after?
well, Marie is another name for Mary. And we had an Aunt Marie. We had friends with the name of Marie.
Yeah.
And,
You like this, Doug?
and then there was,
You want to take your coat off so you can scratch?
let's see. And Teresa Ann was for Aunt Teresa.
Okay.
Teresa Ann. She wasn't all messed up in her head back then, like she got later.
Yeah.
But still, you know, she was my little sister, and
Yeah.
so.
Now you can scratch, Doug.
Let me see. Teresa Ann and Andrew Craig.
Yeah, was that after?
Craig was for Uncle Craig.
Yeah.
And also for his son, Uncle Ernie's son, who had Craig for a middle name.
Okay.
And he named, let's see, it was a family name.
Yeah.
And let's see. Andrew Craig. Yeah, and the priest said to me, I never heard of a St. Craig when he asked me what his name was, because he was going to baptize him.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he was born, they knew he had a serious illness.
Yeah.
And was not going to live.
Was there a St. Craig?
What?
Was there a St. Craig?
I told him. He said, I never heard of a St. Craig. I said, well, then we'll make one. So that's what he baptized him. We made a St. Craig.
What did the priest think of that?
What
did the priest think of that?
He went along with what I said.
Okay. What, do your kids have to be named after saints in the Catholic Church?
Well, it's traditional to do that.
Okay.
But they all had saints' names. But I told him
I guess my middle name's a saint name.
Cynthia Elizabeth. Oh, Elizabeth, yeah.
But the first part isn't.
Cynthia? There are probably a lot of Saint Cynthias, but I
Do you
don't
know what it means?
Huh?
Do you know what it means?
Cynthia? Yeah, I do. I haven't thought about it for
Not in religious terms.
What?
Not in religion. In religion, it means like God's light or light from God.
Yeah.
But in pagan, it means moon goddess.
Means what? Moon goddess? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And, but we got that, Dad got that name.
I know where he got it.
Yeah.
Wasn't Andrew going to have it? Wasn't Andrew going to have that name, but then he was a boy? Someone told me that a long time ago, that you already had the name picked out, but then you had a boy. So you had to wait and use it on the girl.
I don't know. I just know that when your father saw that in the family history, he loved it.
Yeah.
And
you know, I wasn't, or the ones that he knew about weren't even the first ones in the family.
The ones who knew about?
Dad.
Dad?
The ones he knew about from family history, there are ones older than that with my name. Because, you know how Bridges was married to Lenny? Lenny's mother's name was Cynthia as well.
Yeah.
Her name was Cynthia Anderson.
Mm-hmm. But...
And Dad didn't know that.
He knew a lot of names of people in the family.
I know, I'm just saying I found that out later. He probably would have liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But, well...
But when he saw it...
Were there any more...
He saw a list.
Are any more of the kids named after your friends besides Julie? Julie, yeah.
Let's see.
Intentionally. Are any of them named after any friends that you had, or just Julie?
No, Susan Marie.
But you had a friend named Susan or Marie?
I had a good friend named Marie.
Okay.
Susan.
But were you naming it after her or after the Virgin Mary?
Well, yeah, of course it was for Mary.
Okay.
But some of my friends had been named for Mary too.
What about Andrew? Where did his name come from?
Andrew?
From Granny Fenlison? What about the first part?
Wait a minute. Andrew. I remember when we were getting ready to name him, we were sitting in a room together. Your father and I were.
Yeah.
And he said he wanted to name him Andrew. And we had another little baby named Andrew.
Yeah.
So we did want to use that name again. And he said he wanted to name him for his grandfather. And we talked about that, the grandfather.
Yeah.
And he decided he wanted Fenlison to be, because that was the last name of the grandfather.
I know.
He wanted to give that name to Andrew. So that was fine.
So really, Julie's the only one named after a friend all the way.
Oh, the complete name?
Yeah. How did Julie, Did you tell, how did Julie react when you told her the baby's name? How did Julie Nicholson react?
Well, see, we were out of touch, and she lived somewhere down south.
So you missed her.
And when our Julie was around a year old, she came back to the area
Oh.
with her family.
So she showed up, or?
And she called me, and I said, "Oh, Julie, I had another baby, and her name is Julianne." And she turned around and told her children that, and they cheered. And
so then, what about when you said
when
you said the middle name?
Well, and then when she turned back around to talk to me again. I said her middle name is Frances, and she turned around and told the kids that, and they just hollered.
That's fun. I bet you had fun telling her.
I did.
Did she rush over to meet her? Did she rush over to meet her?
Well, we didn't live near each other.
Oh.
It was a little distance.
Okay.
And she had a house full of children, and I had a house full of children.
So when did she meet her?
I'm not sure. She was still kind of little.
Yeah.
I remember when Mary and Susie had birthdays.
So Julie's
we would get together with
Julie's been getting cheered for her whole life.
What?
Julie has been getting cheered for her whole life.
Getting what?
Cheered for.
Oh, all her whole life?
Yep.
Well, the only thing that was wrong, before I named her, I went and looked at the school picture.
Yeah.
It's over here, I think, over in the
Yeah. What?
And I looked at how Julie's name was spelled. And so that's how I spelled Julianne.
Right. So why was that?
I found out later that they had misspelled it on the school picture. So it really was spelled, the one I went to school with was spelled Julieann.
Oh.
But they misspelled it on the school picture. But I told her, I said, well, I went and looked at the picture before I named her.
Right.
And
so Julie's name would have been Julie Ann. If they had spelled it right on the picture.
Yeah. Julieann.
I wonder if she knows that.
Yeah, who?
Julie.
I don't know.
Little Julie, your daughter.
I told her once a long time ago.
Oh, I'll find out.
But anyhow,